All right. I think we are live in our Facebook page. Hello, hello, hello. Alzheimer's Disease and Dementia Support Group. We are coming to you live here in beautiful Martin, Tennessee. This is again Dr. Mike Chua, your physical therapist and your dementia coach. Today, we have a special guest. Her name is Christine Henderson. We have what you call the Tuesday Dementia Training. But before I introduce her and pass the microphone to her, let me stop the share. There you go. Did I stop the share? There you go. Before I pass the microphone to Christine, I just wanted to ask for those people who are watching right now. I see like 6 or 10 people who are watching live. Please comment live. We want to know if you are watching live. If you're watching on the replay, we also want to know if you're watching on the replay because we want interaction. So today is what you call Tuesday Dementia Training, where we interview different dementia expert, dementia coaches, just dementia warriors to provide the best services for our loved ones. So again, we have Christine Henderson. She's actually one of our coaches here. She's actually one of the moderators in this group who's actually providing awesome services. So again, without further ado, I would like to introduce our guest for today. Not guest, she's a mainstay here in this group. Christine Henderson. Christine, take over the show. Tell us, what do you do? Tell us where you're from, and what does the puppet do for our patients who have dementia, or for a loved one who has dementia?
Well, I'm originally from California. I was born and raised right outside of San Francisco. But about 25 years ago, my husband was offered a job out in Kansas, and we've been here ever since in the Kansas City area. And my business pre-COVID was I would go into senior homes and I did interactive storytelling programs with the seniors. I would arrive and the seniors and we would create stories together. We would sing together. We would use puppets, and I'd tell them also some folk tales, and it was a lot of fun. But as you all know, the senior homes got closed down as soon as the COVID broke out. And so now I've kind of changed gears a little bit until the senior homes open back up. I use puppets always with the seniors that I work with because they love them and they're a lot of fun. I opened an Etsy store where I sell my puppets because these are very easy to use for those that have dementia. They only have the one opening, no armholes, and they're very expressive. You can make them make all sorts of faces, like showing they're grumpy or happy. And puppets are a great way with those that have dementia for them to show their feelings. A lot of times they will adopt them and almost like a child and take care of them. A lot of seniors do that with baby dolls, but they can also do it with puppets. You can use a puppet to ask them questions and have the puppet answer instead, because for some reason, when you put a puppet on someone's hand, it opens up a different way of communicating. And a lot of times, those that do not have the verbal communication, if you put a puppet on their hand, they're more able to vocalize what they're wanting. You can make your puppet sing, you can make them dance, you can reminisce and tell stories together with them. There's countless ways that a puppet can be used. And I include like a brochure like this with all my puppets that gives lots and lots of ways to use a puppet with dementia people. So I do that. And then I also do interactive storytelling programs through Zoom, where I'll find somebody can ask me to create a program for their loved one. I have questionnaires for them to fill out. And then I make up a storytelling program for them. And at a certain time, I'll log in, the family logs in, and the loved one with dementia logs in. And we create a story, we do songs, we chit chat with puppets, and it's a lot of fun for the residents. And most senior homes are more than willing to help a loved one log into like a Zoom program. And then I'm on this group just sharing bits and pieces I've learned about dementia. I do have one really neat story to tell about using puppets with those that struggle with memory loss. Is there was
not old men, right?
And he usually was very sleepy and would just kind of be present during the programs in the senior homes. And when I brought the puppets in for the first time, I always ask permission before I put the puppet on their hands. And Mike said yes.
Yep.
And we started doing the program of singing and telling stories with the puppets. And at the end, when I was collecting the puppets, he looked me right in the eye and he said, "That was so much fun. That was great. I felt like a kid again." And he was so animated. And when I bring the puppets with those that have memory loss, they become like little children in the sense of excited and talking and moving and having a great time. I found that working with puppets with these people is just an amazing way to make connections together. And
so true.
I really love it.
Amazing. I mean, irregardless, whatever you're doing, it's actually life-changing there. It's actually just improving that quality of life. And imagine that. This is a way for you to be able to do this for your loved ones. So I guess you need to create a certification course. I think we talked about that, right?
Yes.
Certified puppet expert or whatever you call that, a certified, puppet entertainer. I don't know. I mean, like Henderson technique,
Well, I am
Henderson Puppet Academy or something like that.
Well, I am in the process of putting together a program for family members to be able to learn how to use a puppet with their family members. And
there you go.
So I am in the process of doing that. And it's going to be a class I'm going to charge probably $25 for, but it's actually going to be a free class because you'll get a $25 coupon off of a puppet.
Yeah.
So,
how much is the puppet again?
The puppets run from 70 to 90, depending on.
So it's like
This, for example, is one of my people puppets. Hi there. And they're very soft and cuddly, but there's a lot of work that's made into each puppet to make them be so easy to use and expressive.
Oh gosh, we need this. We need this type of entertainment for our patients with in the nursing home, whether you got dementia or not. I mean, it's going to be really entertaining. A lot of people think that it's too childish or not. Well, guess what? When you go to a rehab or a nursing home, those exercises that we do in those nursing home, it's kind of a little childish. We would throw balloons. We would have those, poodles, and then it's like hitting that balloon. It's actually childish. And guess what? You want to bring out that child in you. You want to bring out that child in that person. Look at that. He's already talking to me. So I think I'm going to bring one.
And what's fun is you mentioned exercises. You can also use the puppet for exercises. You can make the puppet have to move back and forth, up and down. The opening and closing of a puppet's mouth takes dexterity. It works on those muscles. But even if they can't open and close their hands, they can put it right on their hand and still make it dance and move. And
the eye-hand coordination is actually also good there. Your hand, their eye coordination, and you're talking and you're bringing out the imagination out of that patient. And gosh, that is just life-changing there. So, yeah.
And what's neat on the Zoom programs I'm doing, especially those who can't get in to see their loved ones in the senior homes, is the family members can tune in. The person with memory loss through the senior home is able to tune in, and I'm tuned in. And So the family members are being able to connect with their loved one, see them having a good time, and it really creates a reconnection after being separated for so long.
That's true, because when you're doing this, you're not actually teaching the patient. You're actually teaching also the family member to also implement this and have a carryover. Just like in therapy, we just don't teach the patient. We actually also teach the caregiver that you need to do this to your loved ones, like exercising, those home exercise program. That way, there's a continuation and carryover. So that's amazing. That's amazing. So again, I see people who are watching. Hey, Ray. Hey, Leslie. Hey, Jimmy. Thank you very much for watching. For those people who are interested in your puppet, do you mind putting in your link again?
Sure. Do you want me to just put in the comment section afterward?
In the comment section. And also, for those people who don't know, Christine is, I was reading the people there in the chat. Christine is actually one of our moderators in the group, and she goes live here. When do you go live again, Christine?
On Mondays at 1:00 Central Time, I do dementia tips. And on Wednesdays at 1:00 Central Time, I do kind of like a mini Zoom program would be. I tell a story and I do a song using the puppets. And it's a time that you can just give your cell phone or your computer to your loved one and let them watch it and interact with it. You can have some quality time with your family member by doing it with them.
It's true. That's true. And of course, the actual entertainment there, and it's very interactive. I've seen her in action, and I was like really entertained. I mean, I wasn't laughing at her. I was laughing with her during that because she would sing. If you haven't seen her yet, ladies and gentlemen, you got to watch her. She would sing, and she would, what do you call that? Really stories, talking to each other and talking to herself. And I think I can do it, but it will be weird being me, having that. But if she can do it with somebody else, and that's your niche and that's your passion, I think you just have to do it and just reach out to Christine with the services that she provides. So thank you, Christine. So where can they reach you? Where can they, regularly see your show? I mean, I know you're doing every Monday, the Monday tips, and then the Wednesday, the puppet show. We call it puppet show, right? Where can they reach you? Do you have a Zoom account or a website that they can go to?
I have a website that's Never Too Old for Stories, and I'll put that in the link. Mm-hmm. And that's also where you can purchase the interactive storytelling programs. Mm-hmm. And my puppets I sell off of Etsy, and I'll put that link in the comment section. But also, if they have a question at all for me, they can post when they post a comment on the board group here. They could just tag me and I'll get it and I can reply. So if someone has a question about, well, I got a puppet and whatever, or how do I do this with mom? I'm more than willing to answer questions, so they can just tag me in this group.
Perfect. Well, again, thank you very much, Christine. I appreciate you for doing this and coming over and helping out our group here. We have a lot of people who really need some time off, some entertainment, really good quality entertainment, not just the news, where we've got all this news going on. We need positive, uplifting entertainment nowadays. So, and this is actually a life-changing. You don't want your loved ones with dementia or person with dementia just watching the news all day long. Yes, we want to know what's up with the news, but you don't want that to be fed. Is that how you say it in English? You don't want that to be fed in your loved ones who has dementia, and you keep on letting them watch what? Jerry show. What's that in the
Jerry
afternoon? Jerry Springer. I see that all the time when they go to a patient's house, and I hear that Jerry. I'm like, gosh, you're feeding this patient this show here. And I would sometimes watch that in the middle of the day, see that Maury show. Nothing against Maury or Jerry. They're very entertaining, but there's a time and place for that show, right? And I would hear it. Imagine if you have a show that will entertain your loved ones like this in a very uplifting and interactive and in an interactive way, and it improves the quality of life of your loved one that has dementia. So reach out to Christine, talk to her, go to her website, nevertooldforstories.com, connect with her, send her a message. I mean, it's a quick message.
And they can message me even through Facebook Messenger.
Yeah. So reach out to her and then just connect with her. And that way, you could provide that good quality entertainment for your loved ones at home. I mean, imagine that. She's doing it online now. She used to go to different nursing homes, different assisted living. Am I correct, Christine?
Yeah, I would do about 18 programs a month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So I think you need to do that. I think you need to do that certification thing so you can teach other people how to do this too.
I definitely have it on my to-do list. I'm first going to get the thing for families done, and that my goal is by the end of June to have that done.
I'm sure there will be a lot of other therapists, activity directors.
Well, I'm planning to put one together for activities directors too.
Yeah.
So I've got a lot of plans, but not as much time as I need.
Come on now. Time, right? Time is what we need, right? The Henderson method of Puppet Academy. Henderson Puppet Academy. Gosh, that sounds fancy. Henderson Puppet Academy, wherein we teach, activity director, therapist, how to be the best puppeteer in the world. Something like that, right? All right. Again, thank you very much, Christine.
Thank you so much.
Well, is there any tips that we can learn from you before we let you go?
I would say one thing that's really neat to do with family with puppets is to take the puppet and reminisce together and say, like, well, let's say mom has the puppet on her hand and you can be talking to the puppet. Well, Billy, you know what? When I was 8 years old, mom took me to the zoo and I got my face painted, and that was fun. And where you can retell the stories and memories you have, but you're talking it to the puppet. So the your loved one doesn't feel like maybe you're talking down or reminding them of the stories. They're feeling like, oh, they're telling someone else the puppet. And a lot of times, even those who have dementia, their memories from when they were a lot younger are a lot more clear. And they may remember that memory too. And then you spark a conversation going. And so puppets, I find, are a great start for a lot of meaningful, wonderful interactions you can have.
Perfect. And of course, if it's a third person, it's different. Instead of you directly talking to your loved ones, there's a way for you to be able to do that storytelling there. It's like, I have this puppet here. I wish I had a puppet. For example, hey, do you realize that she needed to go to or let's just say, do you think she needs to go to the bathroom? And like, oh yeah, I think she needs to go to the bathroom. Something like that, Okay, I mean, do you think she is wearing the right? Do you think mom is wearing the right shirt right now? Do you think we need to change? Yeah, I think we need to change some clothes. I mean, something like that. I know it sounds childish, but guess what? If you apply this, Christina's been doing this, and I see this too in some of our residents. I see that some activity director, she does this too, like with a doll, not with a puppet. It is actually applicable. It is actually, it works. Well, of course, it doesn't work for all patient. Every patient is different. But if you do this as a group activity, with you, with your loved one, with another person, and you tell them this is a role-playing thing, guess what? It's going to be fun. So,
and you'll create.
All right, I'll stop talking.
And you'll create memories that you'll never forget.
That is so true. And that's what we want to develop. We want to develop that good memories. We're reminiscing that time with your loved ones. So, all right. Well, thank you. Go ahead.
Well, one of your last Tuesday dementia programs, you were talking about quality time and how important it is to have quality time with your loved one. And this is an easy way to create that time because you can use them for all different things. If they have a puppet on their hand, you can say, Mr. Horse, does mom want a ham sandwich or a turkey sandwich? And it gives them a way to respond. And so there are countless ideas.
Yeah, and of course, if they're mad, they can just talk to the puppets. Like, could you tell my daughter something like that, right? It's just they're not directly talking to the daughter, talking to the puppet. So sometimes they like that too, talking to somebody else. So yeah. All right. Well, again, thank you very much, Christine, for doing this.
Have a wonderful evening, everyone.
Appreciate you. And then for those people who are watching, again, comment live if you're watching live, and if you're watching on the replay, please comment replay. I'm looking at our live feed right now. And then again, before I let you go, always remember the word FAST, Alzheimer's and Dementia Support Group, FAST. You want to do everything fast, not because you want to implement things fast, but you want to take action fast. So letter F, you got to learn how to find friends that will push you to your next level, because you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. So whoever you hang out with, guess what? You're going to be like them. If you're hanging out with awesome caregivers, guess what? You're going to be an awesome caregiver. Find people that will help and support you. Go to your local Alzheimer's association. Talk to your doctor and find support there, because you cannot do this on your own. You cannot do this on your own as a caregiver. You need to find people that will help you. All right. Next letter A. You got to learn how to take action. We provided the training. Christine is providing all this free training here in our group. Take action. How do you take action? Take action by reaching out to her. Go to her website. Set up an appointment with Christine. Do stuff that needs to be done, because you need to take action. And this is not the time for us to just be passive when it comes to taking care of our loved ones with dementia. You have to take action. And all these things that we're doing here, it's not going to do me good. It's not going to do Christine good if you don't take action. So go ahead, reach out to her, go to her website. Next letter in the word FAST, letter S. Share and subscribe. Share and subscribe. Subscribe to her show. Subscribe to her Facebook page, and then of course share, because sharing is caring. Every time you're sharing her page, you're not only encouraging yourself, you're also encouraging somebody else who might actually need that services. In my field, in therapy field, not all needs it. But if you're sharing something of what I do, guess what? Some person will probably need it. Same thing with Christine. Not all patients could benefit from it. But here's the thing. If you share it and somebody would appreciate it and realize, oh, gosh, this is perfect for mom. This is perfect for dad. And then that's the purpose of sharing. All right. And last but not the least, letter T is teach it. Teach it. Why? Because when you hear it, you forget. When you see it, you remember. But when you're actually teaching it, guess what? You're understanding it more. So that's my challenge for you today, Alzheimer's and Dementia Support Group. Teach the people around you. Teach them what you're learning from your mother. Teach them what you're learning from your dad. Teach them what you've learned. Because, for example, you've learned that dad doesn't want you to wear a blue shirt. And you've got another caregiver coming in from a home health company or a nurse that wears a blue shirt because he hates blue shirts. And guess what? He's just gonna get agitated. So teach people. And that's what Christine is doing. She's teaching us how to learn how to use puppet. And now she's called the master puppeteer, or whatever you call that. All right. Again, thank you very much, Alzheimer's and Dementia Support Group. Thank you, Christine.
Thank you.
And just a reminder for our group, Christine has that Monday tips at 1:00 Central Standard Time, and every Wednesday she has that puppet show. Do you call it puppet show?
Storytelling time.
Storytelling time at 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Take advantage of that. And again, if you need one-on-one session with her, go to her website, nevertooOldForStories.com. Again, thank you, Christine. I appreciate you. Any last parting wisdom before I stop talking?
No, thank you so much for having me.
All right. Thank you again for coming over. I appreciate you. I'm going to share the screen and I'm going to play some music to close that out.